But Anthony Albanese, I want to pick up on something you said about his Donald Trump's charm offensive. Now, Albanese had more FaceTime with Donald Trump last night, joined a dinner in South Korea of Asian leaders in Trump's honour, sitting on Trump's right and getting flattered all over again. Here he is.
You're fantastic leaders. We had a great meeting a week ago. You came all the way, and now you came here, but this isn't quite as far. This time I traveled far. But you've done a fantastic job, and we're working together on rare earths, but we're working on a lot of things together, and it's all working out very well.
That's very interesting and nice for Anthony Albanese. Very interesting too that it's all mic'd up so that people could hear it. This is done for display. It seems to me, Greg, as you suggested, that Trump is doing the opposite of what it's done to European leaders. European leaders get scolded by him. Asian and Pacific leaders get flattered. Very interesting contrast. Like it's trying to be nice to China's neighbours in case they go to China.
Yeah, well, that's right, Andrew. But again, there's a kind of terrible incoherence here. So Trump has done some good things. You know, the defence budget is higher than it would be under a Democrat, all that stuff. But Trump is treating India much more savagely than he is treating China because India doesn't have a rare earths monopoly. So Trump has now decided that he's in a good mood and everyone is flattered. Now, you're right, he's flattering the Asians and abusing the Europeans, but this mood might only last for 10 minutes. I mean, the tariffs that he imposed on Vietnam and on Indonesia and on India, all of them critical swing states in dealing with China, were shocking and utterly counterproductive and very damaging to their economies. Now, to go back to another point, Trump says China is now going to help him end the Ukraine war. The Russian economy could not have survived during the Ukraine war without Chinese assistance. China has been Russia's critical, indispensable military and economic partner all through this war. I don't see the Chinese saying we're about to withhold our supplies of Russia. But India, because it bought a little bit of Russian fuel, as China did, got these massive tariffs because Trump could do it. And now, as a result, he's sort of put up in flames decades of American diplomacy, drawing India in to balance China. Now, he's been sweet with the Japanese and the South Koreans on this trip. That's great. So he's been sweet with Albo. That's great. The Australian Prime Minister deserves credit for at least not making things up. Everybody knows now that you just have to engage in insane flattery of Trump to get ahead. The poor old Japanese Prime Minister had to nominate him again for the Nobel Peace Prize. Now, as I say, Trump does some good and some bad, but this is really a bad day for the West, and it ought to be a wake-up call to us. We need our own defence capability, our own rare earth supply, own resilient economy.
Greg Sheridan, you also remind me of something. Coming out of this meeting, we did not hear what Trump suggested last week, I think it was, that China would stop now buying Russian oil. That is not coming out of this meeting. No confirmation of that at all. Greg Sheridan, thank you so much for your time.